Everyone, it's Dr. Coop here with the morning announcements for Friday, January 15th, 2021. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The weather today, it's going to be a high of 45 degrees and a low of 41 degrees. It's going to be a rainy day. And for birthdays, happy birthday today to Rose. I hope you have a great birthday, Rose. Happy birthday tomorrow to Benjamin. Benjamin, I hope you have a great birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday today to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and you'll be talking about Dr. King in your classrooms. And happy birthday on Monday to Ms. O'Neill. And story highlight of the day, and a lot of you may have this book actually in your classroom libraries.
A Picture Book of Martin Luther King, Jr. A Picture Book of Martin Luther King, Jr. by David A. Adler, illustrated by Robert Casilla. Martin Luther King, Jr. was one of America's great leaders. He was a powerful speaker, and he spoke out against laws which kept Black people out of many schools and jobs. He led protests and marches demanding fair laws for all people. Martin Luther King, Jr. was born on January 15, 1929, in Atlanta, Georgia. Martin's father was a pastor. His mother had been a teacher. Martin had an older sister, Willie Christine, and a younger brother, Alfred Daniel. Young Martin liked to play baseball, football, and basketball. He liked to ride his bicycle and to sing. He often sang in his father's church. Young Martin played in his backyard with his friends. One day he was told that two of his friends could no longer play with him because they were white and he was black. Martin cried. He didn't understand why the color of his skin should matter to anyone. Martin's mother told him that many years ago Black people were brought in chains to America and sold as slaves. She told him that long before Martin was born, the slaves had been set free. However, there were still people who did not treat Black people fairly. In Atlanta, where Martin lived, and elsewhere in the United States, there were white-only signs. Black people were not allowed in some parks, pools, hotels, restaurants, and even schools. Blacks were kept out of many jobs. Martin learned to read at home before he was old enough to start school. All through his childhood, he read books about Black leaders. Martin was a good student. He finished high school 2 years early and was just 15 when he entered Morehouse College in Atlanta. At college, Martin decided to become a minister. After Martin was graduated from Morehouse, he studied for a doctorate at Boston University. While he was there, he met Coretta Scott. She was studying music. They fell in love and married.
So make sure that you check out the rest of that book later. You could ask your teacher if she has some books about Martin Luther King Jr. in your classroom. Guess what? We all know now what our one school, one book is, and that is Fenway and Hattie. Our book is Fenway and Hattie, and it's by Victoria J. Coe. And Mrs. Sims, check out her Google Classroom code, which is KY6AGWG, okay? And reading, how to be a lifelong reader. You want to read. What are you reading? Email me at coopk@madisonnjps.org to recommend a book. And book recommendations, Karina, she recommends the book, The Girl and the Galdorian. Charlotte recommends the book series Spy School. Alina recommends With the Might of Angels. Teresa recommends My Father's Dragon. Lily recommends the book series The Fairy Tale Reform School. And Hayden, she recommends the book series The Mysterious Benedict Society. And this day in history, in 1844, University of Notre Dame receives its charter. In 1891, basketball is invented by James Naismith. In 1929, Martin Luther King Jr. was born. In 1943, the Pentagon, the world's largest office building, opens. In 1974, Happy Days premieres on ABC. And in 1967, the first Super Bowl is played. And our civil rights activist of the day is Martin Luther King Jr. He was a civil rights leader. He was born on January 15th, 1929 in Atlanta, Georgia. He died on April 4th, 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee. He was best known for advancing the civil rights movement and his I Have a Dream speech. So he was a civil rights activist in the 50s and the 60s, and he led nonviolent protests to fight for the rights of all people, including African Americans. He hoped that America and the world could come together and become a colorblind society where race would not impact a person's civil rights. He is considered one of the great orators of modern times, and his speeches still inspire people today. In his first major civil rights action, Martin Luther King Jr. led the Montgomery bus boycott. This started when Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on a bus to a white man, and she was arrested and spent the night in jail. As a result, Martin helped to organize a boycott for the public transportation system in Montgomery. The boycott lasted for over a year. It was very tense at times. Martin was arrested. His house was bombed. It was terrible. And in the end, however, Martin prevailed, and segregation on the Montgomery buses came to an end. And finally, our final slide is have a wonderful day. A shout out to Ms. O'Neill. Thank you, Ms. O'Neill, for everything that you do for us. We hope you have a happy birthday on Monday. I hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Remember, in honor of Dr. King, we do not have learning on Monday. Schools are closed on Monday in honor of Dr. King. Have a great weekend. Make sure that you work hard today, respect yourself, respect others, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and just have an overall wonderful day.